Alright, now I'm back. I'm feeling a little refreshed, and I've gained some liquid courage in the form of an energy drink. I think I can twitch my way through this place a bit more before wimping out and going back to a bonfire or something like that. Hey, barbarian. Oh. Well. I'm not sure what happened there, although perhaps this caffeine wasn't the right idea. Good start, right? It's okay. I never did get to show you these flaming dogs anyway. So maybe it's a good time to do so. Although, I think we better make sure this fleshy dude doesn't cause trouble. Come on, you come down? I'm not afraid of you. Particularly not when you're stuck on a ladder. Although apparently you're invincible on a ladder. Wish I was invincible on a ladder. Yeah. It's a sob story. Yeah, how am I going to beat these guys with the fists? Come at me, bro! Oh, okay. Surprisingly uncomplicated. I thought he was going to at least do his breathe fire trick or something. And I don't have to dodge any blow darts, so this isn't so bad. Got plenty of healing flasks too, so I can afford to take some hits. Yeah, how's the best way to get around this area again? Just go forward. Yep, ladders. This then lead to other places, more ladders. More enemies. Why are you so slow? Wait a minute, he was coming up the ladder. What's your damned problem? At least have the courtesy to actually finish the moves that you start. You get knocked down and up again. God, I hate this area. Why aren't you dead? You take too many shots to kill. Why is there a crowd down there now? Hey. Hits my ankles. Like a bastard. I am done with you. Yeah, I hate when you die due to like falling at odd angles through things you didn't realize you could fall through. Because I feel like that's just a bit much. The game's hard enough already, why do you have to design architecture which is just difficult to visually register? Camera. Seriously, fuck you, game. What the hell were you thinking with this area? It's already hard, but now you're just making it, you know, flagrantly unfair. Really don't hurt these guys very much when I'm backstabbing them. I seem to remember with a decent weapon, like a backstab and then a regular hit was usually enough. But it takes like 3 backstabs of this. Now I don't know if we'll get to see the whip, as there's a weapon called the whip here somewhere. Because I was never very good at this bit, and I can't remember where everything is. For all I know, I went past it already and didn't notice. I should have dropped down from up there. If that's the case, I'm just going to go with it, because the whip is not a terribly important weapon. If you're really into the whip, like, you can easily go find out where to find the whip. Don't think you need me to tell you. Maybe it's down there somewhere, I don't know. It's a bit of a mystery to me. I have gotten it before, but I can't for the life of me remember how. I'm gonna have to deal with some more poison dart dudes and crag spiders and mosquitoes. This is where it starts getting a bit more interesting. At least, but there's less annoying semi-platforming once you get down this far. Maybe that's the way to the whip. Should be a crag spider around here somewhere, but let's take a look inside first. That doesn't look so much like the way to the whip as it's just a more sadistic offering of ways. Don't want to go in there. I think maybe you can drop down from above when you get the whip and end up down here. That's the purpose of it. If that's the case, then there's nothing you need in there from here. Here's a crag spider. They're not that bad. They do breathe fire though. But they're staggerable if you hit them hard enough. And everything they do is blockable, even the fire breath to a degree. I'm just trying to make sure that my lack of shield doesn't get me killed again. There's a blow dart dude down there. I can already see him. He hasn't seen me yet, but he'll see me soon enough. Way down is here. I don't know how many crag spiders are around, or if they're on this level at all, but they're definitely down there. Yeah, he's firing blow darts at me. Let's see if I can get to him in a hurry. Don't worry about actually being toxic at this point. The individual darts don't hurt at all. There we go. Here's the last one on this particular set of platforms. There's the Wonder Armor. And now we can have some fun with the mosquitoes. What joy. Working out well. I don't think they're infinite, but there's enough of them that you probably don't want to test it. I think they stop spawning eventually. And don't be like me and fall off here. You're going to really regret it, since they're almost to the bottom. Crag spider? Yep. freaky bunch these are. It's actually like a really, really deformed person somehow. But it's a hard thing to analyse, this one. You may not want to hang around too long for the mosquitoes. So if the mosquitoes are going to be a problem, just start hitting them out. It does take a while for reinforcements to arrive from here. Let's see. We're actually getting a good view of the swamp area here. It's basically just a water area below a bunch of pillars. Firelink Shrine is like way up there. That was the wall, the same wall that you see from Firelink Shrine, I think. Like if I had a camera up at the top and I was looking down here, I might actually see the connections between the two areas, because I think it's pretty well done. Either way, once we're down here, there's a whole bunch of mosquitoes and crag spiders. But that's about the extent of the problem. You can either run past them, out into the swamp area, or you can stand around and try and kill them. I'm thinking I might run, because it's much easier to kill them coming from the swamp rather than... Oop. Forgot to equip my ring, but hit in here, and you can see it, can't you? Yes! Touch! We're here! The swamp bonfire. Now that we've got this, everything in the swamp area is much less intimidating. Because the swamp only seems big, it's not actually big. I've been saying for a while now that I wanted to swap some of this. There we are. But I'm much more likely to use iron flesh in a pinch than magic weapon at this point. Here's free dragon scale. No tricks, no traps, just a dragon scale. Now for the rest of it, better put on our ring. And prepare to be poisoned a lot, because that's generally what will happen around here, no matter how you want to play it. If you happen to have a pretty good pyromancy flame, there's the second pyromancy trainer around here. But I don't think she shows up unless you have like a certain level of your pyromancy flame already done. And I definitely do not at the moment, so... Lost Soul, Proud Knight. Right now I'm just going to accept that I'm going to spend a lot of time being poisoned. Don't worry about it too much. Just treat this as an area that drains my health constantly. I think some of these swamps are worse than others. It might be easier to tell from a little further away, but we'll see what we have. Basically, it's perfectly fine just to run out and grab all the loot, and then go back to the bonfire, and then do it again. There isn't much of a sense of progress in this area. The bonfire's fairly close to the boss, which is that pile over there. It's like basically just a big pile of spiderwebs and rocks. So as long as you can get there, you can get to the boss easy enough. The rest of this area is pretty much just roam around and grab stuff that you like. There's enemies here and there, of course, but most of them are fairly benign. It's the climb down that really like makes the whole thing unpleasant. I know this area has a bunch of frame rate drops, but I've never really found it to be that just. It's distracting, but it's not anything I can't deal with. Now I have a feeling there's something around here I should have remembered, but I'll just grab these. Poison Mist and Pyromancy Armor. If you didn't start as a Pyromancer, there's the armor for it. Aha! Leeches! And a mosquito. Yeah. Looks like I'm gonna have to lock on and hope for an uppercut there. I don't know how troublesome these guys may or may not be to meet without a shield. I know that they've never been any trouble while I had a shield. But that's just because you can block 100% of what they do. The entrance to the Great Hollow is over this way somewhere. That's the way we came down. There's a whole bunch of leeches around the Great Hollow entrance. So, let's see what we got. Bunch of treasures too, so it's worth coming. Not sure how I should deal with this. I suppose I should just punch them out. These guys are an excellent source of green titanite. And I think they drop large titanite too. I'm not certain like how efficient that is if you want large titanite at this point there. I know by the time you get to Sense Fortress there's a merchant that will sell it, so I have no idea about green titanite though. I can't say I've ever needed it too much beyond having a divine weapon, which has always been rather easy. Looks like my jumping attack can one-shot them. This is good. That feels a bit satisfying. Ragdolls. Comes another one. I'd like to find some green though, because then I can finish up my fire weapon. Although it's of no use to me at the moment. Still wanted. I'll focus on the treasure for now. It seems they have no way of seeing you unless they're facing you. No eyes, I guess. Not terribly effective hitboxes either. Yeah, I'm less worried now. You know what that means? Death flag time. Watch as the next bunch of leeches all crawl over me and murder me somehow. They'll do it. One of them finally got a hit on me. Large titanite. If they do drop green titanite, I believe they do it like 5 at a time, so that's what makes it so good. Let's try not to suck so much. A little sucking we can probably live with. with, but too much is too much. Sever. I think that's a sword that... No, there you go. 5 green titanite. I'll check it, because just to be sure, it's not something I use myself very often. Or at all, I could say. But I think it's, yeah, it's a sword that will heal you, I think. Yep, each hit restores you. It's an occult weapon, I think, of some sort. Even though it's not occult enchanted, it's probably... Actually, I'm going to check that properly. Why should I try and search my brain for information when the information is right here? No, it doesn't have any occult effect. It just says that it's an occult weapon and actually has a special ability, despite not being enchanted at all. Yeah, well, this is the leech area. Fight on, PlayStation. More leeches. Does it for them. This is the way up to the Great Hollow. I don't have any interest in going down the Great Hollow yet, but that's the way up. I'll show you when I make sure I've cleared the base. Just a few more leeches. Here. Green titanite shard. Considering like one of them dropped 5 and they're guarding just 1, I feel a little bit cheated there. Oh well. No time to worry about it. Up to the Great Hollow. Now, at first it just looks like a room with the worst shield in the game. The shield you start with is a deprived. But if you hit the wall, hooray! Here's another one. It's a hidden treasure. Of course, everyone, like that's not much of a hidden wall, really. Of course, it was dead end. Maybe there'd be a hidden wall here. But who would have guessed? There's another hidden wall. And this is the entrance to the Great Hollow. Now, I don't particularly want to touch the... There's like a bonfire, like, not very far inside the Great Hollow, near the start. Easy to get to. But I seriously can't recommend, unless you are a die-hard Dragon Covenant type person, you have no business going there just now. It's not even really a matter of skill, it's just that until you get the Lord Vessel warp, getting out of the Great Hollow after climbing all the way down is just a chore I cannot recommend to anybody. Like, climbing down is annoying, climbing up is a freaking nightmare. Like, it may not really be that hard in reality, but it's just, why would you do that to yourself? There's no reason. Unless, of course, as I said, you're a die-hard Dragon Covenant person. But even then, like, if you wanted to level up the Dragon Covenant, like, early, bravo to you, because I seriously can't imagine climbing up and down the Great Hollow every time I wanted to hand in some Dragon Scales. That's just too much for me. Oh well, let's see if we've got any more items to hand in somewhere. There should be at least a few more. There'll be some rock-throwing versions of the barbarians with the clubs earlier. And they should be guarding something around this area, I think. We shall see. if a rock comes flying out of nowhere at me, I'll know I'm on the right track. There he is. Hi! Oh! I thought there was only one. Yeah, they will try and hit you with the rocks too. Because they're just bastards that way. Oh! I just got flintstoned in a huge way. Oh well. We die, we learn. In that order. They're backstabbable, much like the other ones, but a bit harder to get behind, I guess. I should be kindling this. There's no reason not to. I think I picked up some more Twin Humanities before. Those mosquitoes might be a problem there. Since they will come in here and ruin my day. Turning into a human isn't bad either, because there's a phantom we can fight around in this area. So let's go through the process. Did my leg just go through my body just then? Ah! I seem to have, Well, you've seen it here, folks. That's pretty awesome. That's some epic yoga right there. No, wait. Of course there's no humanity, so you're done. So I guess if you sit at the bonfire at the right angle, you can also do something like this. I hadn't seen it myself, but there it is. That's some pretty awesome stuff. Yeah, it won't be very long before she turns up. I'd run back in the tunnel. Much easier to fight her in here than out there. Not a very complicated enemy. The mosquitoes are making it a bit difficult there. You can do all the regular stuff to her. You can parry her cleaver if you're confident enough. I'm not really confident enough. I would prefer to just get around behind her and stick her in the back. Seriously, just stop mosquitoes. Humanity acquired. And you get the butcher knife. Which is also a fun weapon if you're into giant bladed weapons of some sort. And by defeating her now, you can also summon her before the next boss, if you like to summon phantoms. NPC ones anyway. So a butcher knife. I really need to clean up my inventory anyway. Yeah. Oh, I've had enough of you. Well, we're reaching that time, so I might make a cut and come back in a bit.